And my name is Steve Shultz, and those of you who are guests, those of you who may be looking at the Super Patch opportunity for the first or second time, you guys are the reason that we're here. And the reason that you guys were invited out here tonight is to simply get some information. And really what you do with this information is totally up to you. But I'll tell you this, if you guys apply the information that I share with you here tonight, it'll change your life. What I'm really here to do tonight, you guys, is to show you how you can make a whole bunch of money helping us share this technology with people all around the world. The reason I am so excited about sitting here with you guys here tonight is because we just came off the biggest month in this company's history. April was the biggest month in this company's history, which is coming off the biggest year the company's ever had in its history, which was coming off the previous year was the biggest year in the company's history. In other words, every year, every month, we get larger and larger and larger. And you are sitting here tonight going to find out how you can play in this incredible game of sharing this new technology that we call the Super Patch opportunity, Super Patch company. We are introducing a new technology to the world. And I kind of hesitated there a little bit because people are scared of technology. A lot of people get afraid of technology. They're like, oh, I'm not very technical. I can't make my way around a computer. And it's like, that's okay. Because you might not understand how this technology works here tonight, but that doesn't mean that it's not real, okay? And that doesn't mean that you can't use it. A perfect example of that is my phone. Guys, I use this phone every single day, and I have no idea how it works. I fly 4 or 5 times a month, and I have no idea how those airplanes work. I drive my car every single day, and I'm not real sure how that car works. But just because I don't understand how it works doesn't mean that I'm not going to use it. And when I tell you guys that we are introducing a new technology to the world, and it's unlocking human potential, and it's unrivaled, you need to lose sleep at night thinking about the possibilities of that. Because it's a new technology that nobody else in the world has, okay? Nobody is doing what the Super Patch company is doing, and you've got an opportunity to play in that game. Now, Jay Dollywall, the gentleman who put this technology together, he said, I'm here to build something generational that will transform the world. Anything else is a waste of time. And Jay's technology is disruptive. Disruptive technology has always changed the world, and it always will. Now, when I sit here and talk about disruptive technology, what am I talking about? Well, an example of that is the automobile. Guys, when the automobile was brought to light, there were people out there who said, hey, listen, there is nothing wrong with the horse and buggy. Yeah, people said that. Air travel, very disruptive technology. When the Wright brothers told the world that flight was possible, there were people who tried to put the Wright brothers in prison because they thought they were crazy. Electricity, very disruptive technology. When Thomas Edison said, I'm going to put light in everybody's homes, people said, you're nuts, you're crazy, you're going to kill people, you're going to burn people's houses down. Very disruptive technology. How about the internet? I remember when the internet was first introduced to mainstream, there were people out there who said, oh, it's a fad, it'll never last. Katie Couric on the Today Show even said, what's up with that World Wide Web thing? Well, guys, think about this. Try living today without your car, without air travel, without electricity, and without the internet. Well, these patches, it falls into the exact same category. Now, when you can solve the biggest problems, that creates the biggest opportunity. And I'm going to share with you guys here tonight a really big problem, which is going to create a ginormous opportunity for you. So let's talk about a big problem that we deal with all the time, and that is health and wellness. Guys, health and wellness is a major, major issue. And if you look at my chart here, 6 billion people have trouble sleeping at night. Really? 6 billion people? How about 1.6 billion people suffer from chronic aches and pains? Or 2.4 billion people say they suffer from high stress and anxiety. 2 billion people suffer from low energy. They just don't have the energy to get around. Well, guys, is there any wonder that the energy drink market is a $73 billion a year industry. Why? Because 2 billion people say, listen, I need extra energy throughout the day. And as you look at this, you're probably saying to yourself, yeah, that's me. You make up probably part of these statistics, right? And I guarantee you this, you know people who make up part of these statistics. So this is a big problem. Well, what is the current solution to that big problem? Well, look what's front and center. Drugs. We live in a world today where people that we trust are telling us that you need to take this drug, this drug, this drug, this drug, this drug, but you also need to take this drug to offset the effects of that drug. And everybody goes, okay, and they just fill their counters up with prescription drugs without even thinking about the side effects. Well, what's the current risk with the current solution? Well, look what's front and center. Side effects. Side effects are front and center, right? Well, if you ever just sit home and, watch TV at night, you're going to notice that there are a lot of drug commercials on TV, during prime time. And if there's a commercial that is 30 seconds long, just watch that commercial, because 15 seconds of that commercial talks about the side effects of the drug that they're trying to sell you. And you're like, no, that's okay. I'll just take the disease, please, right? So guys, we know what the big problem is. We know what the current solution is. We know what the challenges are with the current solution. What do you think people really, really want? Don't you think they would want something that's 100% drug-free, that's tested, that's affordable for everybody to use, that's child-safe, that's easy to use, and has absolutely no side effects? Now, some of you are like, Steve, that'd be amazing, but it doesn't exist. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Guys, people are looking for a new approach. People are looking for a new solution. People are looking for a breakthrough. And that breakthrough is in these tiny little patches. We have 13 different patches. And these are small little patches. Okay, they're only 2 inches by 2 inches. But the uniqueness of these patches is that there's nothing on this. There are no drugs, no stimulants, no supplements, no vitamins, no chemicals. In fact, no ingredients whatsoever. The only thing that's on this patch is a pattern. And maybe you guys can even see the pattern a little bit, okay? And the pattern has ridges. And you can feel the ridges. And when those ridges come in contact with your skin, the receptors in your skin can read that pattern like a QR code. And it sends a message back to your brain to fix things. And we've got a patch that will help people with balance, stability, and range of motion. We've got another patch that will help people deal with pain. We've got another patch to help people deal with sleep issues. 6 billion people need this patch alone, okay? We've got another patch that will help people focus. How about one to help deal with stress and anxiety? Okay, some of you are like, yeah, send me that one tonight, Steve. Yes, I know. I'll be honest with you guys, this patch right here, the peace patch, it's my favorite patch. You put that patch on, and all of a sudden, this calmness just comes over you. And you know how long it takes to work? I don't know, less than a minute. Less than a minute, right? We've got a patch that will help people burn more calories at rest. Yeah, now I've really got your attention, right? You guys, by simply wearing this patch that we call Ignite, the average person is going to burn an extra 25% more calories throughout the day. See, the average metabolic rate for the average person is about 2,000 calories. We burn 2,000 calories just living. Well, by simply wearing that Ignite patch, the average person is going to burn an extra 500 calories a day by simply wearing the patch. I had somebody ask me the other day, they said, well, can I wear 2 of them? Can I put 3 of them on? And you know what the cool thing is? No, you just need 1. And if you want to get the maximum result out of that Ignite patch, just wear it right over your mouth. Right? It works really well right over your mouth. But no, you only need 1 patch and it works. We've got a patch to help people with their complexion. We've got one to enhance your mood. Okay, think about that. And the only way that I can explain the joy patch is if you wake up and the sun is out, but you feel like there's a cloud over your head, you put this joy patch on, the cloud goes away and the sun comes out. It just enhances your mood. It's the craziest thing ever. We've got a patch that will help build your immune system. We've got one to help you overcome bad habits. Yeah, now you guys got to figure out what your bad habits are. We've got one for overall athletic performance, and we've got one to help you put a little bit more passion back in the bedroom. Yes, I said it. This is an adult Zoom. I said it. Yes, we have a patch for that, okay? Now, I said there's 13 patches. You guys are looking at 12 of them. I want to introduce you to our newest patch, and that is our energy patch, and we call it Boost. Now, we are really excited about this patch because I mentioned earlier that the energy drink market is a $73 billion a year industry, and you guys know that already because when you go to any convenience store, you walk into these convenience stores, the coolers are filled with Red Bulls and Monster Energy drinks, and then you go to check out and you've got the 5-hour energies. Well, guys, how would you like to have the energy boost from those products that those products give you without any of the crash, without any of the side effects? You put this boost patch on, you start to feel this tingle, okay? And it just gives you energy throughout the day with no side effects, no crash whatsoever. We are super excited about our boost patch, and it is slowly becoming our #1 selling patch. Now, you're looking at 13 different patches, and you can wear all 13 at the same time if you want to. I tell people all the time, listen, if you're a hot mess and you know who you are, you can wear all 13 of these patches at the same time. Why? Because each patch has a different pattern on it that sends a different signal to a different part of your brain so they don't short circuit one another or anything like that. The patches are water resistant, so you can swim with them, you can exercise with them, you can shower with them. All we ask people to do is switch them out every 24 hours because at the end of 24 hours, the glue starts to wear off a little bit, the pattern actually starts to wear down a little bit, and that makes them a little bit less effective. Now, put your business caps on for just a second. By replacing these patches every 24 hours, that creates what? A consumable product. We want people wearing these patches every single day. The patches are made by 3M. 3M makes all of our patches for us in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So it's a medical grade adhesive. There's no latex in these patches. And we are registered with the FDA. We're registered as a level 1 medical device. Now, the best way to kind of explain how these patches work is to show you how these patches work. I want to introduce you to Brandy. And I met Brandy about 2.5 years ago now. She came to a live event that I was doing, and she was invited to this event. She probably had no idea why she was invited there. And we were talking very similar to the way we're talking right now. And at the end of the meeting, she came up and she said, hey, I have a really hard time walking up and down a flight of stairs. Do you have something that will help me? And the people I was with, we kind of smiled and said, yeah, we've got something for you. So I want you guys to watch Brandy walking up and down a flight of stairs with and without wearing the technology. You'll see the difference is dramatic. This video is 1 minute in length. Here we go.
How many years have you had an issue going up and down the stairs?
Since I was 33, I'm 46, so you can do the math, I can't.
13 years.
Thank you.
Go ahead, John. Please be careful. Okay, I'm going to put the Liberty patch on her right now. And she's going to do all of that again.
And by the way, just walking up and down this many times, usually I'm in a lot of pain too, and that's not as bad.
This is her 3rd time doing it. There you go.
It's amazing. Utterly amazing.
Brandy said it is amazing. It is utterly amazing. Guys, we changed Brandy's life in less than an hour when we introduced her to the Super Patch technology. Now, the question is, how? how does this work? Because you guys, you know what I'm trying to tell you? I'm trying to tell you that all you have to do is put this little patch on your arm that has nothing on it, and your pain is going to go away. Or you're going to be able to sleep better. Or the anxiety is going to go away. And it sounds crazy, right? And it sounded crazy to me. Jay Dollywall, the gentleman who introduced this technology, he called me 3 years ago, and I went and met with him. And I just said to him, I said, Jay, how does this work? And he gave me this long scientific explanation. I'm like, Jay, I'm not a neuroscientist. I would never use terms like that. How am I supposed to explain this to my friends? And he said, Steve, here's how you explain it. And you guys, this is what got me. He said to me, he said, Steve, I need you to close your eyes and hold out your hand. So I did. And he put a pen in my hand. And he said, what's in your hand right now? I said, Jay, it's a pen. He goes, how do you know? Your eyes are closed. How do you know? I said, Jay, because I know what a pen feels like. He said, exactly. He said, your skin is sending a message to your brain that says this is a pen. He said, Steve, I could have put anything in your hand and you would have known what it was without looking at it. He said, I've just figured out a way to create a pattern that when it touches your skin, the receptors in your skin can read it, sends a message back to your brain to fix things. He calls it Braille for the brain. And I looked at him and I said, so what you're telling me then, Jay, is that you have a drug-free, chemical-free solution for all of these things? He goes, yes. I said, Jay, you've got something here that can change the world. And he said, that's why I called you. I said, all right, let's go. Now, since then, Jay has come up with a very, very short video that will explain the science behind these patches just a little bit. Because listen, when you're out sharing this technology with people, you are not the expert. There's no way that you're going to be able to fool your friends that you are a neuroscientist. Guys, when I talk about these patches and what they do, this is so far above my pay scale, I can't even describe it to you. All I know is that when I use my phone, it works. When I use these patches, they work. That's all I need to know. But now, when somebody asks you, well, how does it work? Well, you can give them the little pen example that Jay gave to me, or you can have them watch this 1 minute and 37-second video. Watch this.
Super Patch is the most advanced wearable technology in the market, with 15 plus years of research and development. Super Patches are 100% drug-free, non-invasive, and backed by science. Our skin absorbs and transmits information from many different types of stimulation. Every physical, emotional, and psychological function has a corresponding neural code or message in our brain that controls and regulates it. Due to factors such as injury, stress, genetics, etc., these neural codes can get disrupted, leading to poor health, wellness, and performance. At Super Patch, we've decoded these neural messages that manage the neural control of physical, emotional, and psychological functions. Every single Super Patch has a unique pattern of ridges in it, similar to a QR code. When these ridges come in contact with our skin, the receptors in and around our skin send a message to our brain, which then decodes it. This intricate pattern of ridges is known as vibrotactile technology, or VTT for short. When the patch stimulates the skin receptors, it generates and sends a very complex signal to our brain to correct the specific neural codes that may be disrupted. The effects are almost immediate, so you focus less on overcoming wellness and quality of life challenges and more on living a happier and healthier life. Whether it's improving your sleep, enhancing your sports performance, or unlocking other life-enhancing benefits, Super Patch has you covered. Try Super Patch today and start your health and wellness journey.
Pretty simple explanation, you guys. Remember, you do not have to be the expert. All right, now, the question is, how do we take all of this and turn it into an income stream? You guys, I'm going to tell you this. I've been in this profession for 35 years, built huge teams of people, made a lot of money. 32 years of that, I've been doing it full time, okay? Everything I have is because of this profession, but it is nothing compared to the success that we're having here with the Super Patch Company. How do we take this and turn it into an income stream? Well, first of all, you've got to understand that we're not asking you to give up anything in what you're doing. Just go build this business on the side of what you currently do. But when your part-time income starts to exceed your full-time income, and most importantly, on a monthly residual basis, well, at that point, you'd have the greatest problem in the world to have. And it is as easy as this. You get this technology on somebody's skin and they feel it instantly, there's no way they can unring that bell. And all of a sudden they go, well, can I share it with my people? And you'll go, yes, and yes, and yes. And this company's got advantages. I don't want you guys to read the screen right here. There are way too many words on here. Let me walk through this very, very quickly with you. But one of the advantages that we have is that we're globally protected. Okay? We're globally protected. Nobody in the world does what we do. Nobody has this technology. Yes, there's patch companies out there, but they've got supplements and stimulants on their patches and it slow releases into your skin. Nobody has a patch like this with 0 ingredients. Somebody said to me one time, they said, well, how is Jay protecting this? You know, what if somebody steals this technology? Does he have a patent on it? The answer is no, it's not patented. Because when you patent something, you have to give away your secrets. Coca-Cola is not patented. Kentucky Fried Chicken is not patented. All right? This is intellectual property. The way that Jay protects the Super Patch is the same way that Walt Disney protects Mickey Mouse. Guys, we are protected right now in 186 countries. We are good to go. Number 2, we can maximize the market. I don't care if you're a male, if you're a female. Now think about that, because there's a lot of companies out there that only cater to females. It's like, no, I don't care if you're a male, if you're a female. I don't care what color your skin is. And frankly, I don't even care what age you are. If you have skin, we've got a patch for you. The product works. It works fast. We are registered. We're compliant. Okay, we're registered with the FDA. There's no changes required. Guys, people don't have to make any drastic changes in their life. Putting this patch on is as easy as putting on a Band-Aid, okay? They're priced right. Everybody can afford this. Guys, these patches right here, they're less than $3. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Compare that to an energy drink, right? And we have what is called a co-op marketing program. Now, imagine getting paid on the volume from customers that the company gathers for us. Let that sink in. In 35 years in this industry, I have never, ever seen a company do what the Super Patch company is doing. They're gathering millions of dollars in volume from customers that we get paid on. They're not in competition with us. We get paid on that volume. The person who invited you here tonight, they can explain exactly how that works. Now, we have spent 15 years, Jay Dollywall has spent 15 years in developing this technology and $25 million, making it the best possible product. So the question now is, how do we make it the best known product? Well, that's where you come in, because I guarantee you this, you guys are already thinking about people who need this technology, right? Not only yourself, but other people. Now, if you want to go out there and share this technology with the people that you care about the most, what you're going to do is you're going to enroll as an associate. And then when you enroll as an associate, and guys, that's a whopping $40 to be honest with you, it's $40, not a big deal. But when you enroll as an associate, you have the ability to buy the patches way below wholesale. And we sell them in different kits. When you enroll, you can purchase different kits. And when I go through these kits, I'm not going to go through them. I'm just going to show them really, really fast. But look here, they're just bundles of patches. Okay, there's the Pan Am kit, there's the Omega kit, there's the Omni kit, here's the Momentum kit, and then we also have what is called the Flex 40 kit. Well, this Momentum kit right here, you guys, you're getting $3,700 worth of patches for $19.99. And that's an amazing deal. And look at, you're getting all of these patches. These are preset. The Flex 40 kit, this is the one I like even a little bit better, because you are getting $2,400 worth of patches for $1,300, but you get to pick the 40 packs you want. All right? So by far, you guys, this is the best value because you get exactly the patches that you want to use yourself. You can, share with other people. You can sell the packs if you want to, but the Flex 40 pack is probably the way to go. Now, question is, what do we do? Well, the person who invited you here tonight, they're going to ask you to grab your cell phone. And chances are you guys all have your cell phone within 2 feet of you right now. And just go to your contacts. And what we're going to ask you to do is start calling people and say, listen, let's get together. I found something. I met some people. We need to talk. And then you simply go share this technology with them. And guys, how this works is that if you go out there and find, I'm just as an example, go out there and find 10 people who want to do this with you. All right, 10 people who say, yeah, I want to be a part of this thing. All right, and they went out and got 10. Who went out and got 10? All of a sudden, you're like 10 who get 10. That's 100 people in your organization already. How would you guys like to get paid off the efforts of 100 people when the only thing you did was brought in 10? That's how this works. Okay, you're leveraging your efforts through the efforts of other people. And with the technology that we're talking about here with the Super Patch Company, if you don't go talk to the people that you know, somebody else will. That's how fast this company is growing. And look at the success that we've had to date. Guys, we launched these tiny little patches. Remember, the company's 15 years old, but we launched these patches in January of 2023. And in our first year, we did $60 million in revenue. Yeah, we averaged $5 million a month in revenue. That's a pretty good deal. In year 2, 2024, we did over $100 million. We're in 30 plus countries. We've sold 75 million patches so far, and we have 6 peer-reviewed clinical studies. And guys, our technology has been featured all around the world at the European Sleep Research Society, at the World Psychiatric Association, at the International Association for the Study of Pain, and at Pain Week, which is a pain management congress in Las Vegas. And guys, this is just a few of the places where our technology has been featured. Now, we have got our patches all over the sports world, all over Major League sports. And guys, if these world-class athletes are using these patches, don't you think maybe you should at least try them? Okay, and why do these world-class athletes wear these patches? Because number one, they work. And number two, none of these athletes, whether it's professional or the collegiate level, none of these people are going to put anything in their bodies or on their bodies if they feel they're going to get suspended or fined from their leagues. Guys, I don't care if you are a world-class athlete or if you are a world-class dog walker. If you're a world-class teach your granddaughter how to ride a bike person. Yes, we did that yesterday with my granddaughter. Yes, both my granddaughters in 2 consecutive days. They're 3.5 and 4. Yeah, they did it. It's like, you guys, yeah, you need these patches. All right? If you're playing on the floor with your kids, if you're a pickleball player, you need these patches. Now, I want to share this with you guys real quick before we wrap up. This is Jason. And Jason is an MD from the sports medicine department at the University of Arizona. And the University of Arizona did a study on our patches. Okay, they said, we want to see if this thing is for real. So they're testing it out on their athletes. And what Jason is doing here is he is presenting the Super Patch Power Up study at the American Medical Society of Sports Medicine. These guys are saying these patches are doing amazing things with our athletes, and they want to tell the world about it. And Jay Dollywall, the owner of the Super Patch Company, he said, when this study comes out, when this is made public, and we're going to be able to read this study in the next couple of weeks, Jay feels that every Division I university in the country will be using this technology with their athletes. Once again, another reason why you should try it. All right, guys, get excited about this. In January of 2023, we opened up North America. In June of 2023, we opened up all 27 countries in the European Union. This year, 2025, we are opening up Switzerland, Mexico, Colombia, and we just opened Turkey on May 1st. Get excited about where we are. Get really excited about where we're not. All right, guys, we're going to be all over South America. We'll be all over Africa. We'll be all over Asia. We'll be in New Zealand and Australia. But listen, go get the people in your state or your province right now. And then go get everybody in your town. Then go get everybody on your block. and have a team of people ready to go into these countries that we're not even open in yet. And I tell people all the time, you've got an opportunity today to be in a business where the sun never sets on your super patch business. Guys, I don't know anybody personal. Well, I do now because I got a lot of friends over there because of super patch, but I didn't know anybody over in Europe. But I've got a big team over in Europe. And here in North America, everybody's going to go to sleep in a few hours. And just as we're falling asleep, the team in Europe is just waking up. So the sun never sets on your super patch business. All right, let's wrap this up. Here's my challenge to you. Those of you that are looking at this for the first time, my challenge is this: get in. Don't wait. There literally is nothing for you to think about. You know, the success that this company has had, the countries that we're open in, registered with the FDA, all these clinical studies that have been done about, the only decision that has to be made is, are you in or out? Are you in or out? And I don't want you to take this personally, but if you don't do this with us, it doesn't matter, because somebody else will. Somebody else will. But it should be you because you heard about it first. If you take the first 3 letters of the word challenge and the last 3 letters of the word challenge and you put them together, it spells change. And I promise you this, when you get involved with the Super Patch Company and you get this technology on people that you care about the most, it will be the most positive change that you will ever make in your life, not only on the health side, but also on the wealth side. Get together with the person who invited you, get all of your questions answered, and because you're joining us tonight, don't mess around, you guys, get in. Let me be the first to welcome you to the Super Patch Company. Good luck, everybody.